Hello beautiful, and thank you for clicking on today's video. The holidays are right around the corner, and as we all know, that typically comes with gift buying and gift giving. And I think a lot of us struggle with the idea of not wanting to give a gift just to give a gift, and not wanting to give a gift that's essentially a waste of money. A lot of us, especially as adults, and even more especially after 2020, want to give gifts that are practical and are going to get used. I've been practicing minimalism for a long time, and last year on my channel I made a video very similar to this one about gifts you can gift a minimalist. And although I think that that is still a good video, and I will link it down below if you guys are interested, I wanted to step that up this year and make a video regarding gifts to give a minimalist or the person who has everything / practical gifts to give anybody that won't waste your freaking money. And if you're looking at the title of this video, just know that that title took a while to come up with because this video is kind of all encompassing. I'm going to be breaking this list up into the category of adults and also children. But if you have a very specific person in your mind that you're shopping for and struggling with, let me know who that person is in the comments down below, and I'll do my best to help you with like my gift giving abilities, because today's list is going to be pretty generalized and pretty catch-all. And with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Starting with adults, because I think more of us know more adults than we do children, this is broken up into two categories, and that is help / adventure, and also consumable ideas you may have not thought of previous to this video. So starting with help and adventure, these are going to be things that can help your adult friend in some way or another, or provide some sort of adventure, like concert tickets, for example. Me saying this as someone who just fought for my life for the Taylor Swift tickets that went on sale 2 days ago, but that's not here nor there. And number one on this list is going to be some sort of a house cleaning service voucher. Whether your friend lives in an apartment or a house, I do feel like most of us don't like cleaning and also find that we don't have the time for cleaning. So depending upon your budget, you can pay for one housekeeping visit or multiple. If you're really, really rich, you could do a full year, and that would be a fabulous gift for a friend. But I think this is a very good catch-all because especially nowadays, all of us are just so busy. And I think a lot of us don't realize how much visual clutter and like visual dirtiness in our home can impact our stress. So not only are they going to feel good because they have a nice clean house for a temporary amount of time, but you're going to be helping them with their stress and cortisol levels overall. A lot of cleaning services will offer like gift cards, but if you have a rough idea of like your friend's house and the square footage and all of that, you might be able to just pay to have them come and put it on the schedule. Obviously, you want to talk with your friend before you schedule a cleaner to their house, but I think this is overall a really great gift, especially if you have friends that have maybe just brought a child or even like a puppy into their life. That can throw their schedule so askew that cleaning just totally hits the back burner, and this would be a fabulous gift. On that same vein, you can get them a gift card for a Grubhub or Postmates or a restaurant, and this sort of falls into two categories of it being an adventure. Maybe it's a new restaurant or something interesting that you want to take them to, but it also means that there's a meal in their week that they don't have to cook. And I don't know about you, but sometimes the end of the day rolls around and I'm looking in my kitchen and I'm just like, I have to cook again, just like every other night. And I am sure a lot of you guys can empathize with this. So getting them a gift card, even if it's just for one meal, even if it's for something like McDonald's, I think that giving people the option to not have to cook for themselves on one of those stressful days is a really good gift for pretty much any adult, because everybody needs to eat. Now rolling into adventure, similar to the gift card, you can get them some sort of an excursion, like a Groupon or a movie date or a concert ticket that you know that they want to go to. Anything like that fits really good as an experience gift. And if you want to give it as like a cute little gift instead of just emailing them the tickets or Groupon or whatever, you can print it out, wrap it up, and tie it to like a bottle of olive oil or a bottle of wine or a box of chocolates so that you're actually handing them something tangible. But I think these are really, really great gifts. It's something they can have a lot of memories from, take photos from, and I think it's a lot more long lasting than other types of consumable gifts you can give to somebody. Groupon is a great option for this. I think a lot of us forget Groupon exists, but on Groupon you can get restaurant vouchers, activity vouchers, even things like spa days, and I know a lot of people with adults in their life that would fall into a category that a Groupon could be a great gift for them. And then the last one in this category is going to be some sort of a subscription box, but specifically a subscription box for something consumable. Subscription boxes had a very, very big boom about 5 years ago, but there's still a lot of really good ones out there that are consumable items, so it's not going to clutter up your friend's house with stuff that they're not going to use. So you can do makeup, which I think is the most common subscription box, but I honestly don't feel like makeup is the best option, because makeup tends to be something that you can't get through very quickly, and then it piles up very quickly, creating stress for your friend, unless they happen to be a makeup lover. They do have a lot of subscriptions for really good consumables like wine, coffee, snacks, meal kits even. You could do some sort of a meal kit subscription box for them for a couple of months. All of these are really great ideas because they're consumable. They kind of get to have like a holiday gift every month depending upon how often you do it. Or you could even just buy one box outright and give it to your friend as a gift just once. Sticking with the adults, we are now going to move to the subcategory of consumables. As a minimalist, consumables are one of my favorite gifts to receive because they're thoughtful, they're curated, and they don't have to clutter up my house because I can use it and then be done with. I think a lot of adults also feel this way because none of us need more stuff cluttering up our house. More often than not. Of course, there's people who like, collectibles or whatever, but we're not talking about them right now. So just a couple ideas for consumables at varying price points. You can do some sort of a basket with the little different snacks and foods that they like, and you can make that yourself for like as cheap as $10 to $15, or you can buy them pre-made from like Costco for $50, $60, $70, depending upon who you're gifting it to and what your budget is. These can be very easily curated if your friend likes more savory food or more sweet snacks, or they like movie dates with their husband. You can make like a movie basket. The sky is the limit, and my biggest recommendation for like ideas for these type of baskets would be Pinterest. Just figure out something that your friend enjoys and then make a basket within your budget around that sort of theme. Next one, I talked about this last year, but that is leveling up something that you know they already use. So if they use olive oil every single night with their cooking, you could buy them a sort of leveled up bottle of olive oil, bougie olive oil if you will. So instead of the $10 Costco bottle, you're buying them like a $35 super nice imported from Italy olive oil. If they are constantly using a specific seasoning in their kitchen, you could level that up, and that even goes for things like salt and pepper. There are ways to like bougify, if that's even a word, salt and pepper along with many other seasonings, and these are great consumables for people who do like to cook. If there's somebody who drinks wine every night, but because they drink wine every night, the wine that they buy is in the $10 to $15 range, you can level that up with a $30, $40, $50 bottle of wine depending. Attach a gift card or attach some chocolates to it, make it a fully rounded gift, and that's a really great idea as well. It feels personal because you know what they're using and you're just leveling it up for them so that it can be more special, more gift worthy. This can also be done with things like coffee, but if I'm personally gifting coffee, I like to do the coffee sampler boxes. I can leave a few linked in my Amazon storefront that I just recently opened. But if you do a coffee sampler, it's a small amount of a couple of different types of coffee. That way they can kind of experiment and mix and match. In case they don't like one of the coffees, you're not giving them like an entire giant bag. But if you kind of know what they like, you can also get like a fancy bag of coffee, give it to them as the gift just like that. And that's another great consumable for somebody who drinks coffee every day. Skincare is another great option. I know a lot of people like to do those skincare sets that are available at Ulta and Sephora. I personally love to give skincare sets because this time of year they're always on sale. So if you know somebody who's a skincare junkie and you know what kind of skincare they kind of typically go for, these are great consumable gift options as well. And if you order them direct through Ulta or Sephora, you can also typically ship them to your friend or family member for free. And then the last one for consumables is gift cards. A lot of people feel these aren't very personal. I feel like they can be very personal because you're picking a gift card specifically to a store that you know they like. But if you want to go the gift card route, but you don't feel it's very personal, you can always attach the gift card to something that I mentioned before, whether it's coffee, olive oil, wine, cookies, homemade bread, whatever it may be. With consumables, the sky is kind of the limit, and you just have to pick a budget and then be creative within that budget that you pick. But there's lots of ways to make it creative. There's lots of ways to make it personal. and a really, really good gift for the holidays. These are some of my favorites to receive as an adult as well. Moving on to children, I don't personally have children, but I do have a lot of children sort of encompassed in my life. And these are a few things that I think would be good for almost any kid. So number one, similar to the Groupon for adults, is some sort of a promised activity day. Whether it is an activity day where you promise to take them to the park and have a picnic, or you're actually buying some sort of an excursion to like a concert that they want to see, depending upon the age of the child, or anything like that, even a movie date. I think if you personalize this to what the child likes to do with you, I think this is really great. A lot of people, I feel, undervalue how important quality time is to children with the people that they love, and they focus so heavily on getting them extravagant gifts. I personally feel it's better to sort of break the difference and do a little bit of both. So an activity day, however inexpensive or expensive, is great for all of the kids in your life. Number two, it's kind of similar to number one, but a little bit more specialized, and that is to create some kind of a scavenger hunt. I have never met a child who doesn't like a scavenger hunt and isn't excited for what they find, no matter like how expensive it is. So you could create a scavenger hunt just around their house and hide like little pieces of chocolate, and then at the end of the scavenger hunt, maybe something like a stuffed animal or like a treasure box, or you can get as creative as you want with this. You are gonna know these children better than me. But a scavenger hunt is such a fun idea for kids, and it also keeps them like relatively entertained for like a good amount of time, in my opinion, depending upon what age they are. And the things that they find along the way of the scavenger hunt don't typically need to be very expensive, because the joy is coming from the hunt more so than the item found. Next on the list is for the people who want to upcycle but still have a fun and creative gift for kids. I would say this is probably better for younger kids than older kids, but that is to make like an activity box. I saw this idea, I want to say, I either saw it sitting on a shelf in Target or I saw some YouTuber talking about it. I'm so sorry to the YouTuber because I cannot remember, because I don't have kids. So it was kind of just information that came in passing that I'm now sharing with you. But an activity box is essentially, you get like a little box, like a pencil box or something small like that, and you fill it up with like scraps of stuff that they can then be creative with it, which is really cool because then you're fostering their creativity. You can also go to the dollar store and pick up like an odd assortment of craft type stuff and then put it in a box and tell them it's like an engineer box or an activity box or whatever, and they just get to be creative and artistic with what's inside. At the dollar store, there are a lot of options for things that could go in this box, like clothespins, pens, pencils, pom-poms, glue, different pieces of scrap paper, popsicle sticks, feathers, all kinds of arts and crafty stuff just sort of put together with a cute label that's like, hey, you get to be as creative as you want with this. I think that's a great idea for little kids. And then they get to be creative, they get to foster that creativity, which I think a lot of children's toys tend to not allow for, and it's really inexpensive, which is great as well. You can curate this for the child in your life, but all in all, I think it's a great idea for like almost any kid. You could even combine this one with the scavenger hunt, and at the end of the scavenger hunt, they find the art box or creator's box or engineer box or whatever you want to title it. Hello! So when I was first talking about the inventor's box and when I was first filming this video, the inventor's box was more like a hypothetical, something that I've seen be given to kids, something I've given to kids in the past. However, we have a kid that's coming with us for New Year's, and it's a Russian family, so New Year's is kind of like their Christmas. Not that it's religious, but it's just New Year's is like the big holiday in the wintertime as opposed to Christmas for most Russian people. That being said, we have a kid that's going to be with us. So I made her an inventor's box with a bunch of stuff from the dollar store, and now I can actually kind of show you what one might look like. You can also do this more DIY if you have more like craft scraps in your house, but because I don't have children and I'm not very commonly around children, I don't have a lot of craft scraps in my house, because if there are scraps, I tend to donate them. So this was all from the dollar store, pretty reasonable, including the box itself. The only thing that I have left to do is to make the little like paper for the top that says like inventor's box, and then something cute about how you can like make all your creations come true. But going into the box, and I could have added a lot more, but I wanted to kind of stick to a relatively good budget. So this is the inventor's box. I have 2 different sheets of stickers. I have a pack of these little bows. When I was a kid, I actually used to collect these with a lot of my cousins, and we would trade them like they were currency at the end of Christmas season, because they're fun, and they're cute, and they're little, and they're stickers. Then I got 2 different types of bejeweled stickers, a little scrap of fabric, tape. This is something that I think often gets missed in these types of like box kits, is how to actually assemble things. So in here I have tape, glue, and scissors. Those are like fringe items, kind of like giving batteries with a gift that you don't want to forget in this box. I have some pipe cleaners in a variety of different colors. I have some like glittery, tinsely tulle. I have a bunch of sparkly ribbon, which came in a 5-pack at the dollar store. And then I have these, they're like little pieces of paper really. They're not stickers or anything, but it's a bunch of, if I hold it up fully, it's all gonna fall, but a bunch of butterflies. Then I have a 2-pack of scissors, which I've left in the packaging in case mom and dad wanna have more control over her access to scissors. Pom-poms, popsicle sticks, markers. These are just little like fabric flower petals. A pretty pen with a jewel on top. A pack of colorful erasers. 3 glue sticks, because it came in a pack of 3. These are some wooden forms, and I was gonna include like a little bit of paint in here too, but paint can get really messy, and I didn't want to do that to mom and dad without like asking first. So just a little wood form, she can color on them with markers if she wants. Or we got 2 packs of crayons, glitter crayons, and then uni crowns. I don't know what that means. Uni crowns, like maybe under the water because there's a mermaid on there. Not sure, but she's got both of those. And then 2 small pads of paper, 1 in white and 1 in colored. And that is everything in this inventor's box. You can kind of DIY it however you want, like I said. But what's really cute is the little like top part where it talks about how you can be creative and make your creative like dreams come true, whatever it may be. Kids in general, I think, are really creative, and a lot of toys, I think, can take that away from children just because the toy kind of does it all. So I really like gifts like this for kids, especially young kids. And then of course, for any human in your life, homemade cookies, homemade cakes, homemade breads, all of that is really, really good. And you can combine that with any of the things that I mentioned before for both children and adults. And that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for making it to the end if you did. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're not already, like I just said. And with all of that being said, I'll see you in a couple days with another video.